Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle, Wednesday, March 27th. There's a lot going on here, a lot to talk about. I'm here, Todd's here. He leaving for Mexico, but he'll be back next week. A lot to talk about. I got another social media argument.
What do you mean?
No, this time it wasn't like with the Lynn folks that always argue. This time it was with Sixers fans. They got mad at me. Well, I saw something on TV. This dude for some reason this season, people say Jason Tatum isn't a top 10 player. Like, you could think that, but
he might not be MVP, but you said not top 10?
This is what I saw on TV. He's been
top 10.
This is what I saw on TV.
What are they talking about?
So the argument, this dude was saying Tatum's not a top 10 player. Then he started listing off players he has over Tatum.
So who's the back five?
He didn't even get a back five. He got to like 4. So I got into comment section because the dude said he'd take Joel Embiid over Tatum, he'd take Kevin Durant over Tatum, and he'd take Giannis over Tatum. Those are just some of the few. He'd take Luka over Tatum, and then he made a premise in a 7-game series. So then I'm like, okay, all right. You say you'll take those guys. The Celtics swept Kevin Durant in a playoff series, 7 games, and Tatum outplayed Durant. Just last year in the 7-game series, Tatum scored 51 points in a Game 7, and the MVP scored 15. And these folks in the comments like, well, Tatum didn't beat the Sixers, the Celtics did. I'm like, if my best player scored 51 and the MVP scored 15, he got you up out of there.
Yeah, nah. When your best player scores 50, that's half your points, bro.
Right.
Like, they probably had 120 or something. So
right. And it was and they blew him out by 20, I think.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the year before, after the Bucks won the championship. The Bucks were up 3-2. I'm just pointing these things out. I'm like, so the Bucks were up 3-2. The Celtics go into Milwaukee. Tatum drops 46, outplays Giannis. They win. They come back home. Has another monster game and gets them out of there. So what do we talk about, people? What do we talk about? And then they keep trying to change the argument. They're like, oh, no, that's only because the Celtics had a better team. I'm like,
well, he's still young. He still hasn't, I want to say, what's the word I'm looking for? Step to the plate with certain situations. Mm-hmm. So he's still coming to his own. I just think he's so skilled that he's not like a dominant force.
Yeah.
Like KD's a 7-foot wing, Embiid's a physical specimen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Luka's like 6'9" run the point, 6'8", 6'9" run the point, and Tatum's just good at his position.
Right.
He's a prototypical 3-man.
Yeah.
I was more worried. I was more concerned when they was talking about like picking over Tatum. I was more thinking about the injuries because it's like Embiid can't stay on the floor. KD been out for a couple. He had an injury for a few years, and Tatum is injury free.
Yeah, he only time he misses games if
rolled ankle.
Or if the team just be like, sit this one out.
Yeah, so that's how I was thinking about it. You was talking about the performance. I was thinking about overall, he just can't stay on the court.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum's kind of injury free right now. Hopefully it stays the career,
right.
But he hasn't had anything crucial yet.
I brought that up in the argument too. Embiid can't stay on the court, and
Embiid definitely. Embiid's one of those. He just
Yeah. But yeah, they went on for I left that comment, I moved on to other things, and then my notifications is more people commenting. I'm like, bruh, what are y'all on right now? And I'm just like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all are losers. Y'all keep cheering for losers.
Yeah, you know what I tell you? I tell all the time. I say you learn about life in grade school.
Right.
The first stories you learned, what was it, 3 Little Pigs? My favorite is the Pied Piper, because that's what society is. One guy with a pipe, a bunch of rats behind him follow it.
Right.
That's the peanut gallery. That's social media and everybody commenting.
Oh my yeah. That was a very hilarious two days because some dude came in the comment. He was telling some other dude, he's like, "Yo, you got cooked, man." When I come off my response, he's like, "Yo, man, sit this one out. He just cooked you." I'm like, "Thank you."
And it's like the people they put in there other than Luka, the height hasn't been questioned.
Right.
Tatum's height hasn't been questioned. Luka's has been questioned, but the other two, there were moments in their career where you question are they really winners, and one had them leave to go win, and one he should have a chip already.
Right.
And he should have at least one, but he just can't get over the hump.
Can't even get out the second round.
Yeah.
That's another. And the other crazy part is, like Tatum, people are he had a bad like last 3-4 games of the NBA Finals. That's like people are just holding that against him. But then when you look at just like his overall like playoff numbers and like in like game sevens and closeout games, they're crazy. Like he has one of the best like closeout game performances, but just that bad finals performance, understandable. People now all of a sudden just like don't care what he does. Is like they're just holding that bad finals performance.
It's because he plays for the Celtics too, and you know how people talk about the Celtics being one of the best franchises, but we haven't been in. What I mean, we had one chip, but overall, it's the league has like this, I want to say, umbrella with certain franchises like the Lakers, the Sixers, the Celts. Who else we got?
That's about it.
Yeah, those are like the blue bloods of the
those are legit the
NBA.
blue
You know what I mean? So it's like when you play for that team, especially when you play for the Celtics, you're always going to get nitpicked at. And honestly, I think Tatum should be the face of the league just because you got everything to offer. With the skill set, the look, all that. So I think a lot of people are aggravated that he's not the face of the league and he's not stepping up to the plate.
Right. Maybe he'll do it this year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to. Speaking of blue bloods, ooh-wee, Kentucky, man, ooh-wee, the Wildcats. So I just saw someone posted this on Twitter. I forgot who it was, but they posted on Twitter. They said their last 5 NCAA tournament games, they're 1-4. Kentucky is. It just hasn't been good. It's
COVID uppercutted. Gave him uppercut because now the youth is tough to win with because you got guys who are seasoned and they're good, and there aren't that many freshmen that are like, I want to say, franchise changes. You know what I mean? We haven't really seen too many other than Zion that's kind of like upper echelon, and even then they don't really understand how to properly win just because this guy's been around. They're all good athletes. And I don't like the whole one and done is supposed to be better than anybody else in college. No, they just have more potential.
Right,
you know what I mean? It's just
right, and it's just hard beating teams with guys that played together for a while. That's just hard.
It's hard to beat a team of grown men that play together.
That too, because people forget. We are in this age of people just leaving after 1 year. But college basketball at its peak, these dudes was like they were legit grown men before they went into the league.
Most guys would stay till like their junior year.
Yeah.
And we got excited to see how much they improved each year and see if they're going to win. This year, they lost in the semis last year. They might make it to the finals, and that's usually what happens
that was
when
the
you
standard.
stay together.
Yeah, that was the standard, staying to your junior year, unless you're like, certain players you just know. Even like the really, really good ones, Iverson, he 2 years. Like those really, really good players, they stay 2 years. Three was max.
I don't think they had that many people in their ears now. And there weren't that many resources to, like, if you leave early, now you don't get drafted, but you go to the G League.
Yeah.
And you get to make money, and you still feel like a pro, but you're not where you want to be.
Yeah.
So I think back then, if you went early, you didn't get drafted, you was asked out overseas and stuff. So you just got to be smart about things and enjoy college for a little bit. It's all right to enjoy college, man. It's okay to get better because once you get to the league and the money's in front of you, they expect you to improve yourself half the time.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk about the G League later, but Oakland, you had one guy hit 10 threes, and some of them threes he was hitting were highly contested shots, but he just got fire. He caught fire, and then defensive breakdown for Kentucky. And they got the lead down to 2, I think. I think they had a chance to tie it at the free throw line a couple of times, but then they got it to 2, and then the guy helped. That's that one rule in basketball I always say, never leave the corner man, because more than likely they're going to hit that shot, no matter how bad of a shooting night they have. Just that corner spot. They always make that spot.
And Oakland has some killers. They got 3 guys that can really go.
Yeah.
They got homeboy that's shooting the threes with the Dracula dude. They got Rocket Watts who was bouncing around, and he was in Oakland for the past 2 years. And they got the young boy. I think he won like Conference Player of the Year. I just seen him on Instagram. You know what I mean? He had a cool story about he went to the Oakland camp as a kid. Yeah. He walked on to Oakland. Now he's like the Player of the Year.
Yeah. Which
is dope. Kudos to him. I don't know his name though, but shout out to you.
Yeah. So that was one of the bigger probably. Yeah, there was another big upset, but that was one of the bigger upsets in the first round. And Kentucky had too many guards. They had way too many guards on their team. It felt like they didn't have a balanced team. That was kind of their downfall. So I mean, Yeah, both teams out now, but that was one of the more exciting games in that first weekend. And then we go to double overtime game between Creighton and Oregon, which probably would have been the best game of the weekend. This one, man. I don't know if you watched this one, but
if you ask me, that was the best game of the weekend. I told you that last night. You like buzzer beaters and stuff. That's cool, but I like when they're competing. And I feel bad for homeboy from Oregon because his grandma was there. Whenever I see things like that, she wasn't able to ever go to his game. She don't fly, so she actually drove down there. So I wish she would have pulled it out for grandmas. But it was a great game though.
Yeah, he's the same dude that had 41 the game before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he was killing. Yeah. He was killing. He might need to go make that jump.
But take buying the stock while it's hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Creighton too. Creighton's just one of those teams. They just always good. Always good. They play in the middle of nowhere, but for some reason they'll put out at least 1 or 2 guys in the league, and every year they're just a competitive team. You see them in the tournament, you're like, I didn't know they were this good, but then you're like, oh yeah, but they
changed conferences a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
So they're even better now.
Yeah, I think they're in the Big East now.
I think the Big East.
Yeah, they went from Conference USA to the Big East, but I got to give it up to that. That was a good game. I fell asleep. Right, because it was such a back and forth game. I was just tired. Like last I checked, it was like 25 or like 23 or something. Like it was like a 2-point game when I fell asleep, and then when I woke up, it was already over, and I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Missed a good one.
Definitely a good game.
Yeah, Creighton moved on to they're in the Sweet 16 as we continue. Houston and Texas A&M. The ending. I don't know if you saw the ending of this game. Houston was up like 10 or 12 with under a minute left, and then Texas A&M just started hitting threes after threes, and then get an offensive rebound, leave a man wide open, they tie the game up with a three. Usually how that goes.
It's universe how it works in basketball.
But this game was like, officiating's been so bad. It was so bad.
Yo, I'll be honest, man. They've been blatantly just blowing calls. Like I seen the dude tip the ball and went back court. He's the only one that touched it.
Yeah.
They didn't call back court. It's like, what are you looking at, man? Like I don't know. There's too many mistakes. I just felt like there weren't that many mishaps and missed calls when we were younger. Just felt like the standard was higher with like everything in society.
Yeah, and you know it's bad because I think like in the first half, most of their starters, well, four of their starters fouled out. And I think in the first half, at least 3 of them had 3 fouls in the first half.
Houston's?
Yeah, Houston.
I mean, you know they don't really want these guys to.
Right. And when you see it, it's just like, oh, this is just like crazy because it's kind of like the whistle is one-sided. These guys are going deep into their bench. They had one of their bench guys that barely played. He came in there and made key free throws at the end of the game. But still, it's kind of like, man, you really putting these folks in the bind right now because now they're going deep in their bench. Now the dudes got to step up, which they did. But it's like, come on. Like, this is a tournament. You got to let them play a little bit. That's what people want to see. Let them play a little bit.
Unfortunately, they got money involved. And you know when money gets involved, which it's always been, but it's even worse now, you know how that goes, man. Like, I don't know. I think they was trying to screw Houston personally. But we talked about other teams in the free throw disparity and how it's ridiculous. It's not even excusable.
Yeah.
So I'll let you get to that game at some point because that's ridiculous. They just try to get us go national championship.
Right. So, but like we said, Houston, we don't see their path to the Final Four. I mean, they got Duke coming up, which I think they'll beat Duke, because just watching Duke this weekend, they went crazy from the 3 on Sunday, but just watching them even in the first round, it was like.
I'm used to Duke having like a couple killers. Right. They just don't have them this year. They have some good guys though, but I don't see like a killer that's gonna be top 5 pick. You know what I mean? It's just like Duke, just the standard that Duke used to be.
Right. And then there was even talking about Shire. His job would have been in jeopardy if they didn't make it to the Sweet 16.
I'll be honest, man. Like, he should get a longer leash than what they're giving him, but he got to change up his offense. He got to let these guys show their skills and what they could do.
Yeah. Definitely. All right. The other upset, Yale upsetted Auburn. It was crazy because we was on here talking very highly of Auburn and what they did, and then this happened. I was just laughing. I was like, who's legit just giving these dudes high praises, and then this happened. But once again, it's one of those things. The team just they took their foot off the gas and they gave Yale some confidence in that second half because they was up double digits, and then they gave Yale some confidence. They didn't close out the game properly, and then, missed free throws some more. They had a chance to tie the game at the free throw line. More missed free throws. I'm like, man.
I don't. Even if they won this game, they was gonna fizz out. They was on a nice winning streak, man. What they won the whole SEC tournament, 5 games.
Yeah, I believe so.
And then won another one. That's like 6 games in like what, a week and a half, 2 weeks span. Yeah, I think they just ran out of gas, man.
Yeah, but you gotta make your free throws, kids. Make your free throws. From watching the high school basketball state tournament to the college games, I saw way too many missed free throws down the stretch of a basketball game that players needed. It was like, free throws are very important.
It says it in the name.
Right.
The title of it's a free throw at the basket.
Right.
So you can take your time and just make the shot.
You got 10 seconds. Just make your shots. And Yale, this is their first big one. I think they had another upset win a couple years back, like in maybe like 2016 or 2017 or something like that. But I mean, good for the school though. Good for them. It could, this is how you get players. This is how you get more national attention to them. All right, Sweet 16 matchups. We got Sweet 16 at Boston this week. We got UConn is here playing San Diego State, and there's some teams playing at TD Garden for the Sweet 16. UConn, we said all we needed to say about UConn. San Diego State is a rematch of last year's national title game, but yeah, I don't see any difference of anything that's going to happen because this UConn team is just a little different than the last.
Yeah. That's it, man. The wild oil machine.
Yeah. This might be an interesting one. Illinois and Iowa State, 3 versus 2. Both teams kind of caught fire. Both teams caught fire at the end of the season, winning their conference tournaments. Now they're both on a nice winning streak coming into this one. So that might be a possibly intriguing game.
Hopefully Iowa State comes to play because what Illinois is doing to people, they jumping on them from jump.
Yeah. If Iowa State wins, my brother's going to be, he might lose his mind.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Won't happen, though.
Don't let them go to the Final Four because I think he'll probably take a trip.
Hey.
North Carolina, Alabama, Clemson, and Arizona. This is the matchup we want to see in the next round. That North Carolina-Arizona matchup, just because you got the 2 former teammates who were both Player of the Year. I think Caleb was second team All-American this year. RJ was first team All-American this year. So that's just the best storyline going into it if both teams are able to win it. But also the ACC, only 1 loss so far in this tournament, and people were saying the ACC was not the best conference.
But, when you throw the whole Big East in their conference and you got 2 conferences in one, at some point it's going to balance out.
Right. Yeah. The ACC, people are saying the SEC was the best conference, but
Since when? They ever been the best conference?
No, but people were claiming them, the SEC and the Big 12, and both of those conferences. Terrible tournament. Terrible.
They lucky the original Big East ain't around anymore because they be in contention with the ACC.
Facts. All right. Then we got Creighton and Tennessee. Should be interesting. Purdue, Gonzaga. I'm hoping Gonzaga win because I.
Oh yeah, I meant to say shout out to Gonzaga. I meant to speak about them last show. They started off rough, but they finished strong and they've been doing their thing in the tournament.
Yeah, they was
tough. That freshman, big lefty, look like a nerd, but he can shoot that thing.
Yeah, there was questions of even if they were gonna make the tournament at one point, where they were playing early in the season. NC State, another team that's coming in here in a hot streak, coming off an overtime win over Oakland. They will be taking on Marquette. Got a kid from Boston on there. He's a freshman, Trae Norman. And then the kid, Chase Ross, he went to Cushing.
You're going to talk about the point guard? He's from Massachusetts, too, bro.
Where are you from?
I don't know where he's from, Mass, though.
Deep? I think
you didn't know that? No, he's foreign, but he lives in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Nobody said that at past shows. I'm like, anybody know?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh. Okay, nice. nice. Then we got Duke in Houston.
You know what's crazy? My first call that I ever got was from my kid.
Yeah.
So he might have some weird pipeline out here in the state. It's just random thought. Like my first call letter ever was on a snow day.
They might. They might have an assistant from that was.
Man, it just dawned on me. Obviously, it's 20 years apart, but it was just weird.
No, because usually sometimes when you see a school that has a Massachusetts pipeline of players, it's like there's somebody on the staff that's from Massachusetts or like played here or something. Yeah, some type of connection.
And I was shocked when I got the letter. Like, what is this?
That is the Sweet 16, which will be kicking off tomorrow. We're going to talk only a little bit about on the women's side. I think the biggest performance of Audie Crooks, her 40-point performance in that first round for Iowa State. They almost beat Stanford. She stood out. She was hooping. That's a big she was
hard to get around, man.
Yeah. Once that back to the basket game was lethal. So she also had a good performance against Stanford, but Stanford is just they got multiple players that could do damage to you. But on the women's side, not too surprising. There wasn't really that many upsets. Like we said last week, most of the favorites are going to go through and win it for the most part. But
LSU was playing around.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Haley, but she got to shoot the score. I mean, she got to drive the score. You could tell she's driving and looking at, trying to create. It's like if you drive to score, you'll automatically create when they double off people.
Right.
And they help off people to double you and things like that. But she got to shoot the ball.
Yeah. Shoot the damn ball.
Yeah. She can score too, so it's like, come on now.
Yeah. Like I said, the only big upset was the Middle Tennessee beating Louisville. That was it. I think they were the only really double-digit seed that advanced. But then, man, I don't know if y'all watched that Iowa-West Virginia game on Monday. My goodness. The officiating, they need to be better. Because that was some nonsense, some of the stuff they was calling and some of the stuff they was letting them get away. I got the free throw disparity right here for y'all, 30-5.
That's inexcusable, man. Like, you can't just give the girl a national championship. You got to let her earn it, or let the team earn it. And this, like, come on, how do you explain that? And people were saying that there was hand checking and all that. Man, I don't want to hear that, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way there should be 25 disparity in free throws. Like,
bro, you shoot 5 free throws the whole game. You go to the free throw line twice a quarter, like once a quarter, like once a quarter.
And I know those girls were driving to the basket too. They was getting to the cup. You can't tell me they barely got fouled.
I mean, we talked about this yesterday at the gym, though. I was saying, like, it was on ESPN, actually. They had on Paige and Caitlin. And I said it. There's so many of us that are just great at basketball. When they get their own, they're gonna highlight them. They're gonna try and make it so they can be seen in the championship game. But Caitlin and Paige don't need any help. They don't. Caitlin showed you she don't need no help. So just officiate the game the way it should be, and the talent will speak for itself.
Yeah, definitely. Like 27 fouls called on West Virginia to 11 on Iowa. These are the type of things when I'm thinking, if I'm a coach, I'm getting a tech, because I'm getting a tech if it's like this.
And if you're going to, I just feel like it's like blatantly in your face now. Before they were strategically about it, you know what I mean? Better about it. Now it's just like gross. It's just gross, man.
Yeah, that's just embarrassing. that is embarrassing. But on the women's side, we got their Sweet 16 is coming up this weekend as well. So here's some of the matchups: South Carolina, Indiana, and good luck, Indiana. Good luck. Oregon State, Notre Dame. Yeah, good luck, Oregon State. They did beat Nebraska, but good luck, because I saw Hidalgo. And
killer.
Yeah. Texas, Gonzaga, NC State, and Stanford. We got UConn and Duke. Duke got the girl from Peabody out there.
Yeah, that's dope.
Shout out to her. UConn.
There's a couple girls from Mass up there at Duke.
Yeah, man.
But shout out to them, though.
Yeah.
Wish I would have known their names, man.
Yeah, right. Well, let's find out. Oh, I got the roster right here. So let us.
Now, question: the girl that
Find
goes
out.
to Duke from Peabody, did she play for Peabody High or she was from where?
She played there, I think, 1 or 2 years before she went to Worcester State.
Was it when we were coaching?
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. Then she was solid. Yeah, she was solid.
Yeah. Taina Meyer.
Yep.
Meyer. She's over there, sophomore. Oluchi. Yeah, she's a freshman.
Okay.
That's her. That's the one.
You know, I'm bad with names, but
Yeah.
faces. We remember them faces.
No, I remember because I remember when she left Peabody to go to Worcester Academy and stuff like that. So and it always popped up. But yeah, those are the two. Yeah, Taina Meyer. I saw her a lot. They're like some of the whatever All-Star games and stuff like that. So
Shout out to them, though.
yeah,
man.
yeah. Good luck to them against Connecticut because they're gonna have to bring their A game for that one. That's one of the ones people like to see. Those are the type of matchups. USC and Baylor. The JuJu show continues. Good luck, Baylor. Good luck. And the worst part is, if she's not on, her teammates be picking it up.
Yeah, Forbes nice.
Yeah. LSU versus UCLA. As you said, LSU better not be playing around.
UCLA one of the best teams in the country all year. Weren't they number 2?
Yeah.
So, I mean, LSU better strap up. Y'all better play.
Yeah, and then Iowa and Colorado. One thing I like about the women's side is they get to play like home before they go to neutral sites. I should say. The first 2 rounds they play home games and.
So Caitlin got all them fouls at home.
Oh yeah.
Like that. That's what I mean. Like, come on now, they don't need no help.
No, not at all. Not at all. So that is the NCAA for y'all. We gonna go to Athletes Corner. We got young boys Trae and we got JuJu. Then we gonna come back, talk people gambling, people, a lot of stuff. We'll be back. Welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner. We are back. We got my boys in the house. This is part 2. The first time I had them. How old were they? Like 8, 6, 7, 6?
7.
6 or 7. Oh. Now they're. You turned 10?
Yeah, I'm turning.
You're turning 10?
In 1 week.
Man, I got Trae and JuJu here with me. My boys, what's up?
So,
How y'all doing?
Good.
All right, what's going on with you guys? What's up? What's going on? What's new?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Track.
Basketball, track.
Yeah.
All right. How's that going? So, how's that going for you so far?
So there was like a league, and I played him, and I beat him. In a basketball league.
I was still clamping him up though.
No, you were not.
What was the score?
It was like
We were down by 1 point. We lost by 1.
yeah, it
1
was like 50 to 52.
No, it was 47 to 45 actually.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh.
So don't try to make
know
those
the
scores
score.
higher than it was.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, we gotta talk some football with you too. We gotta talk about Lynn Ram's season. Had a pretty good season that's Pop. I don't even call it AYF. I keep calling it Pop Warner, but AYF youth football. First off, let's go over the season. Like, what was your thoughts of the season, just overall on the season and how you guys did? Start with you, Trae.
Just going in and win as much games as possible.
Well, that's one. Yeah, that's the first objective.
And keep practicing and get better
Yeah, you
throughout
guys.
the season.
Coaches had you guys practicing hard,
Yeah.
right? How'd you like the way you played? I know you had some big games, and the team had some big games overall. But how'd you like how you did during the season and how the team just played together?
I did good. I like the team. But one thing they need to do better is blocking.
Which is what y'all gonna be working on this offseason, right?
Yep.
Because it's a collective thing for blocking, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, JuJu, you tell me your assessment on the
On
season.
the season, I think it was good until we played the regionals. But I think next year when we play in the regionals, I feel like we're gonna fix those things that we did bad this year.
Well, what did you learn from the regionals? What were some of the things that you think that you guys have to work on?
blocking and like maybe hitting the holes more.
and executing the plays.
Yeah.
What was actually the final score of?
Huh?
What was the score in that regional?
19
Yeah,
to 6.
19-6.
19-6. So the offense, it wasn't the offensive day that day for you guys. Huh? It happens. It happens. But all in all, it was still a good season. A lot of guys played major roles on the team. What does that say about the team? Was you guys had so many contributors on the team?
Wait, me?
Yes, you.
So that. Oh, so
Need me to ask the question again?
yeah. Please.
How you guys had so many guys that contributed offensively and defensively. How did that just give you guys motivation to work this off season so you guys can get back and have a better season than you did?
They're working out with us, and also we're training in the off season about where we did bad in the season.
Yeah, it's like you guys are always together too. The whole team.
Yeah.
You guys are always together.
Yeah,
Trae? What's that like? Just you guys always, every day, seeing each other.
Regular basics.
Regular basics.
Yeah.
But how did that help on the field?
Seeing the people every single day helps everybody, like,
Helps them play together.
yeah.
Okay. Who was the other player? Who's one of the players that you guys really enjoyed what they did for your team?
Can I say a couple names?
Yeah, see, as you want.
Jeremiah, Jerron, Brennis, and the lineman. I said lineman too.
Well, I mean,
Oh, Pacific names. Yeah. Christian, the other Christian.
Which one?
I said the other Christian too. Who else was in the lineman? Luke, and Mason.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, because those are you guys can't get them yards without them.
Without the lineman.
All right. Also, after football, after that, you guys got the flag football.
Yeah.
You were down in Florida.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
2 days.
We were there for 2 days,
Then we went back.
and then we went back for
2 days.
regionals for 2
3
days.
days.
Okay. Playing in regionals, playing down in Florida. The experience. Tell me about the experience.
So for the first one, Disney, that was so much experience. It was there was people there watching a bunch. We saw some people, like for example, Tyreek Hill was down there, Travis Hunter. We saw them, and there was such a big crowd when in the playoff game.
Was that during like the Pro Bowl?
That was regionals.
That was regionals.
We're talking about Disney.
Okay. Did you meet anybody? Did you guys meet any of the NFL players when you went down there?
Yeah.
I met Travis Hunter. I didn't meet Tyreek Hill.
Okay. You too?
I only saw Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
He say anything to you or?
He used to call me funny.
Yeah, we were talking about I said that I like his game, and they said thank you,
That's dope.
and he signed my jersey.
All right. As far as the competition-wise in the games that you guys played down there, how's the atmosphere? How's the other teams? What did you both learn from playing and then from watching some of the other teams?
It was good because some of the teams, they did put in more work than us, but the team-wise, we didn't come together and work on the plays, and we were putting each other down instead of putting each other up.
The other teams, while I was watching them, they looked like they were focused and executing the plays, and we were doing that sometimes, but then some plays we were not.
All right. So consistency was y'all thing. The other teams were just a little more consistent than you all. It happens. That's why you play, watch the film, and learn. You got spring coming up, right?
Yeah.
The spring coming up. You guys are still with Top Gun?
Yeah.
Okay. How excited are you for that? Another year of spring football.
I'm ready for football. Like I've been waiting to play on the pads again.
Yeah. It starts March 1st, right?
Yep.
All right. Who's on the team this year?
Some new kids from Rhode Island, Ken and Braylon, and one kid from PBD Containers called Bentley.
Do they play flag with you guys as well, or this is the first time you'll be on the same team together with some of those guys?
Bentley, he was on our team last year, so.
Okay. Well, I like to hear that. What other things that you kind of been working on the off season that the coaches had you guys work on, as far as your skills, in order for you guys to get better, to add a new dimension to your games?
Blocking, because I'm a wide receiver and wide receivers need a block. So blocking and working on my catching.
Okay. How about yourself, Trae?
On my defensive skills and working on my mentality and my catching and my footwork.
Are we gonna see you more DB or safety, or you gonna play a little bit of both?
Both.
Both? Okay. Which one you like better?
DB.
DB. Why?
Because you could get physical
All right. You can't get physical as a safety?
sometimes, but you can't cover.
Trae, you're also running track. You're also doing track right now. How's that going? How do you like it? How's the experience for you with track?
Going great. Seeing other people that's faster than me makes me want to push more and get faster.
Yeah. Well, you were in a competition, a big competition a couple weeks ago, or
Coming up this week,
coming up this week? Where is it?
Virginia Beach.
Virginia. You guys are all over the place. All over the place. Is this a national event or?
National.
Okay. What is your event again?
200 and 200 relay.
Okay, what's your fastest time?
For the 200?
Yeah.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
32.
For you?
Yeah.
All right. What you do? You both do the same events?
Yeah, I do 200, 400, and long jump.
Okay.
400 sometimes.
All right. What's the farthest you got on the long jump?
I don't remember.
Do you remember?
Probably like maybe 4 meters.
I don't remember.
All right. Well, you guys are on winter break,
Yeah.
so you got to enjoy this break while you can, because, I mean, I'm sure you get a lot of downtime, but next week, it's all next Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Well, next Friday, I should say. Next Friday, right? Is March?
Yeah.
Next Friday, you ready? You back at it with the spring football, man. Y'all see me out there. All right, we got to get out of here. Get back to it. My boys, next time I see you, I'll probably be like 13 or something. Right. You guys been watching another edition of Athletes Corner. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and we are back. All right, before I get to this show here, Tanya, another thing. So I was talking to somebody, having a convo with them, and you know they're flight attendants, so they're always all over the place. So she was in New Hampshire. Well, so I told her to pull up. She hit me with nah, Massachusetts is too racist for me. I'm like how? Who told you that? I'm like it's not even that racist as people make it out to be. Like she made it out to be like once you land here and you black, you gonna see the pickup trucks.
Oh nah, you only deal with that. You only deal with that when you stop working,
Right.
in the area, in certain systems and stuff. You know, because you end up being around people who aren't used to being around confident, educated black people, so they don't really know how to adjust to that.
Yeah, and the funny
how to
thing
handle
is
that.
when people be talking about when people that aren't from here talk about Massachusetts being racist and stuff like that, I'm like, what kind of idea do you have? Like they make it sound like it's the pickup truck.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what people from the down south think about Massachusetts. They think there's number of white people up here. Yeah. When I was in Texas and Louisiana, they were so shocked that I was from Massachusetts, and I showed them all brown people from Massachusetts. They thought it was number of white people,
right.
And they're so educated, so they thought I was gonna be like a Carlton or something. It's like, hold up, nah, I never been one of those. And I went to private school, nah.
Right.
So that's what they think, bro.
Right, and it's just weird. So I was like, I'm like talking to her. I'm just like, nah. She's like, oh, you must be desensitized. I'm like, nah. I just go to the places where there's colored folks, and I don't go anywhere I don't need to be. That's legit it. And then her reasoning was like, oh, some folks I worked with, they told me, and then I chose not to go. I'm like, all right.
So you don't go to a whole entire state because they say it's racism, even though we won the Civil War. Like, do these people even know history?
Man.
So I get it. There's subtle racism everywhere you go. It's more subtle up here. But, we there's something called the Civil War.
Yeah.
That we was trying to stop some things.
Right.
Like slavery and things of that nature. So,
yeah, and that's one thing I don't get about people.
What?
Yeah, one thing I don't get about people is when they choose not to do or go somewhere because of what other people say instead of experiencing it yourself. Like me, Like me, if I want to go somewhere, I'll go there. And if I experience like whatever negativity it is, okay, I experienced it. But I chose to go and see for myself, or just chose to go to a certain place. I'm not gonna be like, if there's a place I want to go, I'm like, I'm not going there because such and such told me that.
I mean, if I tell you some place is racist, you want to find out for yourself.
Right.
Or if it was like ridiculous, you probably would believe me. But if it's something subtle, you'd be like, you know what, you might have overreacted.
Right.
And then you might have to go see for yourself, which is not a problem.
Yeah, and it's crazy because then we got this story about the Utah women's basketball team, how, another ridiculous thing, like they were playing a tournament game against Gonzaga. Gonzaga's in Spokane, but they had to stay in some place in Idaho, which is like 30, 40 minutes away, and they had like 3 black players on their team, but they were getting racial slurs said to them as they would walk into a restaurant and stuff like that. So you got stuff like that, but you think Massachusetts is like overt racist, the most racist place in America. And I'm like, okay.
Where's this person from?
Where's she from? She's from Atlanta.
Next topic. Enough said, bro.
Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah. So basically, his interpreter is taking the fall for $4 million being sent to a bookie. Shohei says he doesn't gamble on baseball. He never has, and he's gonna try to figure. He's gonna get to the bottom of how this happened. Major League Baseball is doing an investigation and whatnot, but it just, when you read the story, it just seems like the interpreter was the fall guy. That's just what it's.
I don't know why people are making a big deal about this. You see, the man got a debt, meaning he sucks. So he's putting the money back into society. So I don't know why you all pocket watching and doing all this. I could care less about this whole story. I don't care if it was the interpreter or if it was him. End of the day, they both losing, so who cares?
Yeah, they're trying to figure out if this is another Pete Rose thingamajig.
I mean, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame anyways. Like, you got people doing the wildest of the wildest to people, and then this man only gambling. He's never assaulted or did anything wild to anybody. Like, come on.
His only problem, he was gambling while he was playing. Like, actually, while he's playing.
It's legal now. Who cares? Put the man in the Hall of Fame. You can't exile a man his whole life out the Hall of Fame.
Well, now since it's legal, but at that time, you can't be
I get what you're saying.
while you're playing.
I mean, you can do what you want, technically.
In the middle of a game.
And technically in life, you can do what you want as long as you don't get arrested for it. So if it's not illegal to the standards of the law.
I think that was illegal.
Did you get arrested for it?
I'm not sure.
I'm just saying. So if it's illegal, that's different. But if it's something, I don't get too into that. My thing is over and done with. The man should be in the Hall of Fame. Shohei Ohtani or the interpreter, they both losing bread. So, like, if he was winning, I understand. He's losing it. Like, who cares, bro?
I just think. This is why I don't gamble. I just think the whole bringing gambling, making it legal all over the place, this is what you're gonna get now.
Once you brought gambling in, like legally gambling, the morals and integrity out the window.
Yeah.
That's why I said I could care less. As long as they ain't winning all that money, they losing it, who cares?
Well, Jonte Porter, I bet he was winning.
I mean, hey, you know?
You just gotta be smarter. Like this is just so Jonte Porter. His thing, like it was just too obvious what he was doing because and I think like DraftKings said like his was like his parlay was one of the like the biggest hits. It's like the under was like under 7 or something like that, and then he played a couple minutes, took himself out the game, and went into the back and whatever. Went into the locker room, but it's kind of like. Hey, if you're gonna do that, you gotta be a little smarter than that. Like you making it way too obvious that
he didn't have somebody else gamble for him. Like, I don't even gamble, so like that's why I care less about this. I barely gamble at all. So if I'm gonna do that, I would just have somebody else gamble for me.
But
right.
You would think they'd be a little more discreet. Like you gotta be a little more discreet with it, or
you need
just
your bank,
a little.
You need your bank information. You got all your personal information on like the app. Like, of course they're gonna find you.
A little more smarter, but yeah, he was just. I mean, it's not like he was a major player, anyways. But still, like, dude, what are you doing? Like, get somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, or get one of your friends' friends. Like cut off everything that would lead back to you. That's pretty much it. But he He on the one hand, he doesn't do it. He ain't do it. So he's under investigation as well. So it's a lot of crazy stories happening in the league. Oh yeah, about the G League, the G League Ignite. That's over and done with. Yeah, they made the announcement last week. That's no longer happening. So they've.
Like, you mean the team, franchise?
No, just the whole G League and stuff like that. Because I guess they were losing a lot of money.
I mean, I'll be honest, they were losing money. They weren't turning out the plays that were supposed to be improved and wanting, I mean,
yeah, what's
go
that?
to Ignite and
The
then
G
jump to
League
the league.
Ignite. The G League Ignite.
So they're getting rid of that whole like farm system type deal?
Yeah, they're getting rid of it. Yeah, because it.
So what they gonna do with these young kids? They're gonna just let them go to the draft this year and then?
Probably. The ones that were playing this past year.
Because the ones that are in the Ignite, they can't go to school, right?
Nah. So I think they're gonna let them. If they enter their name in the draft, they'll be drafted and stuff like that.
Well, they don't get drafted.
Yeah, they don't get drafted.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I meant about kids that left early. The G League allowed them to play for a certain amount of time. Even they might not make it to the league, they're still making money playing basketball.
Yeah.
Now, when you get rid of this, you got the high school kids that are kind of like, this group is kind of like, is OTE still a thing?
The overtime elite. Yeah, I
now
believe
could they go to that?
They could.
Because they're not enrolled.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they should be able to go to that OTE.
They could go to overtime elite, but even that's another one that might shut down operations in a couple of years because there's another one that's like
they don't make any money.
Yeah, they're not making no profits.
I went to school
like
for
that.
sport management and I took event management classes. Y'all come holler at me. Y'all come help y'all make some bread. Like, how are you not making money doing this?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of you doing this, to make money.
Right.
And to showcase the talent, but the talent's supposed to make you the money.
Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody's stealing.
So yeah,
Nah, I don't know.
so that thing, yeah, so that whole stuff, it's under wraps. But I think they should take the MLB approach and kind of. I think hockey does the same thing where you could draft a player, but you could let them go to college, but you just have their rights. So let them develop. I think they used to do that. Because I think that's how Larry Bird got to the Celtics.
He got drafted and he played.
Yeah, because they had.
Didn't Magic do the same thing?
Yeah, Magic Johnson did the same thing.
So there must have been a weasel that was in the front office that decided to change it.
I don't even know when they changed it.
Well,
But
I'm
yeah.
surprised David Stern did it.
Yeah.
He do some weird stuff.
So I think the NBA should do that. 'Cause it works for baseball. It works for hockey.
I mean, we should also have better minor league systems
Yeah.
because baseball has no problem with it. But it's because they actually value their minor league systems and they know they're getting their players from that pool, so they put the money in the minor league systems to help develop these players compared to NBA teams and their G League team
And most of them get called up real quick.
But they don't even. But a lot of these teams don't even like use their G League players because they're so focused on the draft. But it's like, what's the point of having these G League guys? You're not even really getting them a solid look.
Yeah.
And that would help your minor league system.
Yeah, they need NBA should partner up with some of them Euro teams or Euro leagues or something like that if that's the case, and try to do something because they're already talking about expanding to like all-star games to they're gonna have it in Europe at some point. They're gonna expand it there, so you might as well just start partnering with those Euro basketball leagues and stuff
You might
like
as well
that.
just have a little, send a guy to Germany for a year or two, and then bring him back in and see how he improved and stuff like that. But there's no reason why kids should be asked out. And basketball's the only sport where it's like, oh, you get drafted, get nothing for you. That and football. All the other sports, they make it so the kids can still make some money and still chase their dream and still have a chance.
Yeah. So we'll see. We shall see what happens with that. Pedro, what we got for boxing?
There it is, right there. Tim Zhu versus Sebastian Fundora in the co-main event. Rolly Romero
What's up with that dude's eyes on the bottom left over there?
versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz.
Okay.
He fought Gervonta Davis in the past. He gave him a pretty good fight.
Rolly's about to get whooped.
That's our only major boxing news right now. This weekend's fight.
This Saturday
Okay.
on Amazon Prime, partnering with PBC show. That'll be the first time.
No.
Okay, that's dope.
Nice,
That's dope.
nice. I think I have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you do. You get everything.
It's pay-per-view, but you can check it out, man.
I might be able to watch it.
Well, if I can catch you at a bar somewhere close to the hotel, because I ain't gonna be mingling out there like that.
Lastly, before we get to these highlights, It's just a quick NFL thing. The Chiefs gave away their best cornerback, L'Jarius Sneed, for like a couple for nothing. They traded him to the Tennessee Titans last week. So he was actually the best defensive player, or the best defensive back they had in the secondary during that playoff run. So good pickup for the Titans. And then the Panthers picked up Jadeveon Clowney for like $20 million. So good for him. Get a quick bag. A lot of free agents left. But shout out to all those guys. Good for all those guys. All right, we got highlights. We got going into the vault. We got Swampscott versus Lynn Classical Football, 1999. Check that out. Then we got Lynn Elementary All-Star Game, which had some hilarious moments in it, but the endings were pretty entertaining. And then we got the top 10 plays from the state championship. Check those out. We're gonna come back and wrap this up.
Nice pass. Good catch. Oh, that's the game. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. What a game. Oh, snap. For the game. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
It's time for the top 10 plays from this year's state championship games. At number 10, it's Hoosac Valley's Joey McGovern with the sweet bounce pass to Cornell Bradley, who scores the layup. number 9, it's Franklin, who was up 4, but this three-pointer right before the halftime buzzer gives them a 7-point lead heading into the half against Worcester North. At number 8, it's Malden Catholic's Matt Gaffney, who wastes some time. He uses the screen, drives to the basket as time expires, and finishes over 3 defenders. Number 7, it's Wareham freshman Amari Rose, who does the Euro. He gets fouled and scores the basket for the 3-point play. At number 6, it's New Mission's Lawrence Davis, who drives to the basket and finishes with authority. At number 5, it's Foxborough's Cameron Collins with the in-and-out crossover, step back, mid-range shot, and good to go. Foxborough would win it. At number 4, it's Worcester North's Amir Jenkins, who pushes the tempo, who finds a cut into Sean Steele, and he finishes with authority. At number 3, it's Lawrence Davis of New Mission, who kicks it out to Celeste Blue. He has a clear path to the basket, and he flushes it down. Number 2, it's Worcester North's full-court defense that turns it into turnover that leads to a Sean Steele flush. And at number 1, once again, it's New Mission's Lawrence Davis, who throws it down with 2 hands as time expires, and New Mission is your Division 5 state champions. Let me bring this up. All right, and we are back. Okay, before we get out of here, let's congratulate some folks. All right, the Item All-Stars were put out today. They'll be having, well, I think they're having their ceremony tomorrow at City Hall. So.
There's a ceremony now?
Yeah, I think they always had a ceremony.
Nah, we were all in at the All-Stars. There's no stupid ceremony. We got that ceremony for when we won our chips, though. But yeah, there was no ceremony. All this new stuff we have happened. I'll bring the article for you if you want next week.
They had it like during my junior.
We ain't never had no ceremony for yeah. Like we didn't have an All-Star game my senior year or ceremony. I don't know what's up with this new stuff, bro.
My junior senior year they had. That's
probably when they started it then.
Maybe. But all right, so on the girls' side, we had Katrina Fortes from Kip Academy, Lauren Wilson from Lynn Classical, Jaylee Perry, our girl Jaylee, she was the Item All-Star, Bella, Item All-Star, and Angelise Bingham was an Item All-Star. Congratulations to them. On the boys' side, JJ Martinez, Kyle, Edric, and Marvin.
Okay.
Marvin and Trotsky. Those were Item All-Stars. So congratulations to all of them on that. All right. Yeah, so we've come to an end. Like I said, as we say it all the time, make sure you get a book if you haven't already.
Yep.
Make sure you get the book. He got physical copies.
Got physical copies, so just catch me outside, DM me. If you got my sound number, just hit me up.
Send them the DM for the physical copies. Yeah, it's all good. Whose birthday it is? Happy birthday to my girl Natasha. Today's her birthday.
I don't know.
My niece's birthday was the other day. She turned 17.
Yeah, she did.
And then that's it. That's all we got. Yeah, we're out of here. Peace out.